Hi guys, welcome to NASCAR News. I'm your host, Andrew Clauson. On today's episode of NASCAR News.
Well, it's hard to say I'm not excited, but anxious at the same time.
Bryan was one of the winningest drivers in the history of the United States Auto Club.
And our first story. Erik Jones signs with a new team for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Here's more on the story.
Well, it's hard to say I'm not excited, but anxious at the same time. You know, I was anxious for this day and just excited to be here. It's pretty cool for me to be partnered up with Furniture Row and be a part of them growing, and along with 5 Hour 2 to have such a big company like that be partnered with me is pretty cool for me this early in my racing career, and something that I've always wanted. So just a good fit all around. I feel like, you know, I've had the chance to kind of meet with everybody and get everything lined up, and to see it all come together here over the past month or so has been a pretty cool experience for me. Definitely want to, you know, got a lot to do this year yet, but definitely excited for next year.
We've heard Barney and Joe talk for the last few years really about expanding someday and wanting to get bigger and wanting to grow. So obviously a huge day for those guys. Excited to work with Erik. Obviously a great talent, has all the right people behind him to be successful in this sport. And I look forward to hopefully teaching them a thing or two along the way.
A big jump. You know, you're going from a field where, you know, 10 to 12 cars can win to a field where 20 cars can win, and all those guys are extremely talented. So definitely going to be tough, but I think I'm in the best situation to succeed.
And second news. Bryan Clauson, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, Clauson, has passed away. Here's more on the story.
I'm going to read a statement from the Clauson family. Last night, the 7th of August, we said goodbye to our son, fiance, and friend, Bryan Clauson. He was surrounded by family and friends, and we were grateful that we could experience his final moments with him. Our Bryan fought to the end with the same desire that he demonstrated behind the wheel of all the various race cars he would park in Victory Lane. However, we were more proud of our Bryan that took a moment to make a young fan's day, or demonstrated his uncommon kindness and appreciation toward his friends, family, and fans. We would like to thank everybody who has shown their concern towards us and kept us in their prayers. We will never be able to truly thank you. We would also like to thank the staff of the Bryan Medical Center who stood and fought with our Bryan since he arrived here early yesterday morning. We know that our Bryan is also your Bryan, and that you would like to participate in honoring him. A service will be held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at a date to be announced very soon. In lieu of flowers, or to make a donation, people may direct their contribution to the USAC Benevolent Fund website at usacbf.org, or checks should be made out to the USAC Benevolent Fund in the name of Bryan Clauson. Thank you, all of you, for being a part of Bryan's life. Lauren, Tim, Di, and Taylor. Kevin?
It's with extreme sadness we must accept the devastating news of Bryan Clauson. Bryan was one of the winningest drivers in the history of the United States Auto Club. He was involved in an accident during the USAC National Midget Series in competition this past Saturday in Belleville, Kansas. Last night, the injuries he sustained proved to be fatal. This is truly one of the darkest days in the 60-year history of the United States Auto Club. Not only have we lost one of our greatest USAC champions, we've lost a true master for all of motorsports. Bryan was an accomplished driver both on dirt and pavement. From his racing career launch at age 5 in quarter midget racing to starting in the Indianapolis 500, a dream only few racers can actually achieve. Bryan was leading one of the most prestigious races on our challenging schedule, the Belleville Midget Nationals, when the accident occurred. Bryan's passion for our sport was unparalleled. He was a leader not only on the track, but in the pits with his fellow competitors. Bryan was on a quest to be the winningest driver in USAC history. His 112 victories stand behind a very, very short list of USAC Hall of Famers and champions. Rich Vogler, AJ Foyt, Sleepy Tripp, and Mel Kinney. There's a tremendous hole in the hearts of our community today as we grieve his loss along with his family and friends. Please keep his family, Tim and Diana, his fiancée Lauren, and sister Taylor in your thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, short track racing has really always been the heart and soul of auto racing in America. And Bryan Clauson combined his passion and enthusiasm for grassroots racing with a God-given talent that made him a favorite to win every time he got in a midget or a sprint car. And he proved on the world's largest stage, by leading 3 laps in the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500, that he could use that talent in just about anything with wheels. More importantly, especially to us as fans, he possessed a humility and a character outside of the race car that made him a person that fellow competitors and fans alike enjoyed being around. His spirit, his positive outlook, and his thrilling talent will be missed by the entire racing community. The thoughts and prayers of everyone at the Holman George family, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the IndyCar Series, are with the Clauson family in this difficult time.
Thank you for watching NASCAR News. I'm your host, Andrew Colson. Thank you and good night.